can have some success against truly one of the top RBI men on the field here today in Jim Lombardo, and he's delivering outside for ball one. He rinds, kicks, and delivers, and it's now 2-0, and he does not have anywhere to put Lombardo with cleanup hitter Avi Goldine on deck. Santa Barbara got an RBI single by Dane McCormick in the second. They lead 1-0, bases loaded, 2 out, third. And it's 3-0. Good fastball and a strike, and it's 3-1. And Brett Bender, in this situation, he might be thinking to himself, this could be the best hitter in this Santa Barbara lineup. I'm not giving him anything too good. And he comes back with a major league breaking ball to run the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Even though the bases are loaded, even though they're down a run, he might be just throwing Jim Lombardo his best pitches. He comes back and gets squeezed maybe a little bit there, though. It's called low and inside, ball 4, RBI walk for Lombardo, and it's 2-0 Hitmen.
Goldine.
So Avi Goldine, who reached on an error and scored the game's first run in the second inning, bats here with the bases loaded and 2 runs in. Here's a high fly ball out into deep left center field. He hit that ball well, but running it down is Dan Jen. That will save several runs and end the inning. A run in the inning. They leave them loaded. After 2.5 innings of play, it's the Riptide 2 and the Chandler bats nothing. Back here in Scottsdale, Arizona, Jeff Lowry, APM Video Sports, home half of the 3rd inning. Santa Barbara off to a good start with single runs in the 2nd and 3rd innings, and they lead it 2-0. Starting pitcher Brett Bender to start it off. He'll be followed by John Benson, and then back to the top of the order and Ray Vetter. Here's a roller up the middle. Fielded there by the shortstop, and Becchio throws him out at first base. 1 down. So we've seen good leather so far turned in here by the
23, John Benson.
Santa Barbara Riptide. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1. Benson, the starting 3rd baseman. One and one. Defensively for Santa Barbara, Lombardo at first, McCormick at second, Becchio at short, Zach Lee is at third. Low in left, Oakley center, Kelt in right, Gallagher catching. Goldine 1-1 pitch is hammered to left field, and that's a base hit. So John Benson is aboard, and we go back to the top of the order, and Ray Vetter, who has made a couple of nice plays out at shortstop and doubled back in the 1st inning. Curveball in there and taken for a ball, and you saw Avi look at the home plate umpire. 1 ball and no strikes on Ray Vetter, who technically represents a tying run. 2-0 Santa Barbara Riptide in the field here in the bottom of the 3rd. And there goes the runner on a 1-0 pitch. It was taken low, and it'll be an easy stolen base. Philadelphia can climb right back into this ball game. 2-0 to Vetter, and he takes high, and he is a pitch away, a ball away from getting on base and representing the tying run. 3 balls, no strikes. Pitch, fastball, belt high, and it's 3-1. One out. Benson taking his lead at second. The pitch, and I don't know what was wrong with that one. And not to be critical of the umpire here behind the home plate, but I'll tell you, he has on at least 3 or 4 occasions looks like he might be squeezing that strike zone for Avi Goldine. So now Dan Jen with a chance to get his team back into this ball game. They trail 2-0, but 2 on with 1 out. Infield playing at double play depth. And here's a shot up the middle off the umpire. Goes out into center field. Here comes the throw in, and the run will score, and it's a 2-1 game. On a hard hit base hit to center field by Dan Jen, and it's now a 2-1 contest with the Riptide on top. Still only one out. Now Russ Kessinger, who takes outside for ball one. Kessinger will hit a ball sharply to the second baseman, and Dane McCormick turned it into a double play back in the first inning. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. When Avi has been good in this game, he's getting ahead of the hitters, and when he has been vulnerable is when he has gotten behind. Here's a ball hammered right at the center fielder. Oakley makes the catch and almost doubles off the runner at second base with a good solid throw. What a play out there in center field. 2 down in the inning. And the next batter, Chuck Lovell, pops it up to the right side, and Dane McCormick has it, and the inning is over. We got 3 in the books, a run in, 2 left, and Santa Barbara heads to the top of the 4th inning, leading it 2-0. Temperatures in the low 70s. Welcome back to Scottsdale Stadium. Jeff Lowry on the play-by-play. Heading now to the top of the 4th inning. Santa Barbara with single runs in the 2nd and 3rd inning. We saw the Chandler Bat team out of Philadelphia get their only run in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And so we head to the top of the 4th inning. It'll be Blake Burgard to start things off, and he's 0 for 1. 4th inning of work for starting pitcher Brett Bender. On a breezy morning here in the 3rd week of October. 27th annual MSBL World Series on APN. This October 21st, 2014. And Blake got under that one and skies it out into center field. That's a long run, and the shortstop has to make the back shoulder catch for out number 1. Well, what looked to be a routine pop-up became a big challenge for the defense of Philadelphia. That'll bring up Dane McCormick, who drove in the game's first run with a line drive single to right center field in the 2nd inning. He hammers this one up the middle, and he's got his 2nd hit in 2 tries. 4th base hit of the day for the Santa Barbara Riptide. Runner at first base with 1 out, and John Becchio. He grounds one to shortstop. Vetter has it on to Mandel, on to first, and they turn the double play. And that will be all for the Riptide. That one goes 6-4 to 3. Mandel from Vetter on the first baseman, and we head now to the home half of the 4th inning. 2-1 in favor of Santa Barbara here from Scottsdale Stadium, the winter home of the World Series bound San Francisco Giants, playing the Kansas City Royals in the Major League Baseball World Series. David Waite will start it off here for Chandler Bats here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 2-1. Waite, Deach, and Christie the first 3. Avi has been very solid through the first 3 innings, yielding just 1 run to the Chandler Bats team. He has given up a total of 5 hits. He has struck out 1. He has walked 1. And this one is bounced down to third, but foul. Waite flied to left field, his only time up back in the 2nd. Two balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom half of inning number 4. High fly ball out into left center field, and this ball is going to be tracked down and caught by Todd Oakley, who has been playing like Devon White, or well, call him whoever you want. He's done an outstanding job. He's made a sprawling catch. He's made 2 sprawling catches out there and went a long ways to track down David Waite's fly ball. Now the right fielder, who is 1 for 1 digging in, Dennis Deach. He swings and hits one into right field, and he is now 2 for 2. So a 1-out single, hit number 6 off Avi Goldine. 1 out, runner at first base, and here's Dean Christie. Riptide have had RBIs, a base hit from Dane McCormick, a bases loaded walk to Jim Lombardo. Dan Ginn had the RBI hit back in the 3rd inning for Chandler Bats to produce their only run, and that's going to be ball 4. Second walk issued by Avi. Now you got runners at first and second with 1 out, and Brett Mandel, who was a strikeout victim, caught looking back in inning number 2. He's 0 for 1. So now the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first, and Brett takes low, ball 1. And now 2-0 on the second baseman for the Chandler Bats. Chandler comes in with a record of 2-0. Pivotal game here for Santa Barbara. They do not want to drop under the 500 mark for what would be the second time in the round robin part of this tournament, as the pitch is a called strike on a tailing fastball in on the right-handed hitter, and it's 2-1 on Brett Mandel. A victory today here by Santa Barbara would up their record to 2-1. Smash foul, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-1 lead for the Riptide. They're in the field, but the Chandler Bats have them at first and second, 1 out, the 2-2. And that went off the trademark and fouled 3rd row deep behind the dugout. Count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mandel. Here's the pitch. And here's a bouncing ball down to 3rd. They'll step on the bag for 1, but Mandel's outstanding speed, no chance to turn the double play. So now Dan McNeely is going to pinch hit for the starting pitcher, Brett Bender. Two on with 2 out. We're in the 4th inning. And a looper passed over the head of the first baseman and then down the right field line. 1 run will score. They will hold the runner at 3rd. They're on the corners, and a good piece of hitting coming off the bench for the Chandler Bats and Dan McNeely.
Number 23, John Benson.
John Benson. Here's a chopper down to 3rd. That's foul. Benson had a single. He scored their first run in the 3rd. We're tied at 2 here in the 4th inning as the runner takes on for second. And that will not be a stolen base, defensive indifference. So now runners are at second and 3rd. Ground ball up the middle. The shortstop's only play is to first. He's got to hurry, and the throw is not in time. The throw was late. It was a valiant effort by Becchio. But that's going to produce the run that gives the Chandler Bats their first lead of the contest. And it's a 2-run inning, and they lead it 3-2. So we go back to the top of the starting batting order here for the Chandler Bats, and Ray Vetter, who has doubled and walked. So 2 earned runs here off Avi Goldine here in the bottom of the 4th inning has given the Chandler Bats a 3-2 lead. Runners are at first and 3rd. 2 down, and the pitch is low. Runner takes off for second. The throw not in time. And the runner will score. They pull off the double steal. It is a 3-run inning for the Chandler Bats, and they lead it by a score of 4-2. It was a tough play for Gallagher to throw that runner out at second, and sometimes you'll see either the throw will go right to the pitcher. Sometimes you'll see one of the middle infielders, if they want to play it that way, come in. Maybe the shortstop would come in halfway through or halfway between the bag at second and the pitcher's mound and cut that throw off. And that's the second walk to Ray Vetter. So first and second occupied, 2 outs, 3 runs in. Chandler Bats with their largest lead of the contest. They lead it 4-2. And the breaking pitch catches the inside corner on Dan Ginn. 0-1 on the center fielder, who has flied to right and singled in a run in the third. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And a smash out into left field. That's a base hit. It gets by the left fielder. And another run is in. They will be at second and third. So John Benson comes through. It's a 3-run inning. That makes it a 4-2 lead here for the Chandler Bats. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's been a big inning here for this Chandler Bats team, and they lead it by a score now of 5-2. A 4-run inning here for the Bats. And now Russ Kessinger. Russ Kessinger up there. Well, he could really, I don't think it'd be putting this game away, but he could drive in a run here and do some more damage. So Dan Ginn driving in a couple of more runs. Ground ball foul. Third base, first base side. Ball gets away from the catcher. And Vetter will score on the play. So he comes in, and now it is a 6-2 ball game. Here's a ground ball, first base. Take it to the bag. Lombardo will retire the side on that put out, but the damage was done. 5 runs as we head to the top of the 5th inning from Scottsdale Stadium. This is the 2014 MSBL World Series. Big 5-run inning, and a line drive down the left field line, foul. As Emery Lowe will lead things off, he'll be followed by Gallagher and Vega. A 5-run bottom half of the 4th inning has extended the Chandler Bats, who went into the inning trailing 2-1 and now own a 6-2 lead against the Santa Barbara Riptide. And what could be considered well, maybe not quite a must-win situation, as that ball is swung over and missed, and the second punch-out of the day for Brett Bender. So with 1 out, he'll set his sights on the catcher, Brendan Gallagher, who takes the fastball, the tailing fastball, up and in, ball 1. You play 6 round-robin games here in the 35 and over Cactus Division. And I think kind of a rule of thumb, I think if you want to play in the playoffs, if you come down here to, and that is your goal, I think most teams shoot for that 4-win mark. And usually 4 wins is an automatic berth into the playoffs. Sometimes 3 wins will get it done. We've even seen in some of these bigger divisions where I've seen a 2-3-1 team make it, as that one's popped up for out number 2, and now Robert Vega takes high, ball 1. So to say this is a must-win situation, well, if they drop to 1 and 2, they most likely would have to, you're gonna have to win at least 2 of the next 3 and get some help from the other teams. But if you lose here and you're Santa Barbara, you drop to 1 and 2, you pretty much have to win out if you're going to feel really good about your chances of making it. But again, anything can happen. Here is a ground ball, slowly hit to third. Nice job there by Benson, and scooped out by Chuck at first base. And a very easy 1-2-3 inning for Brett Bender. Bottom of the fifth inning coming up. And we got a new pitcher in for Avi Goldine, and it's going to be Blake Burgart. So Blake will take over after Avi goes 4 innings and gives up a total of 6 runs.